Student friends, once again we are together here with to continue with topic number 3, that is mobile communication. In that, up till now we have studied the concept of cell and how the cellular system operates. What are the frequency ranges used for the mobile communication? How many channels are going to be get formulated? What is the bandwidth which is going to lie in between the two transmitting and receiving channel? How transmitting and receiving frequencies are bifurcated so that it is going to act as a full duplex type of communication system. Then we have studied the block diagram of cellular phone. After that, we covered transmitter unit and receiving unit of the cellular phone. Today we are going to study the third unit of the cellular mobile phone, and that unit is known as frequency synthesizer. Frequency synthesizer, the unit that is used to generate the necessary frequencies after being synthesizing or to be synthesized for transmitter as well as receiver. If you observe the general block diagram of cellular phone, the frequency synthesizer unit is connected to transmitter as well as receiver. So this is the block diagramic representation of the frequency synthesizer unit. Here is the unit connected to the transmitter, whereas from here it is connected to the receiver. So that's why this block plays a very vital role to generate the frequencies necessary for carrier signal for the transmitter and as well as the local oscillator frequency for first mixer as well as for the second mixer in the receiver. This frequency synthesizer unit consists of, or it makes use of, a crystal. This is the crystal. We have studied a crystal oscillator in basic part 2. It is used to generate the stable fixed frequency necessary for the frequency synthesizer. The crystal of fixed frequency along with the reference oscillator act as a crystal oscillator that provides the necessary stable frequency. This stable frequency is given to prescaler. We are well aware that we have studied in basic part 2, that is prescaler means it is the block that is used to divide the input frequency provided to it. In basic part 2 we studied the bistable multivibrator is going to act as scale of 2 because it divides the input frequency by 2. Here it is prescaler, means it is general circuitry that generates required magnitude of the frequency to be used for the transmitter and also for the purpose of receiver. This is the unit that is used for scaling the input frequency. Basically, the frequency synthesizer is divided into two aspects. Each of the half contains the PLL circuit, phase locked loop. You might be studied phase locked loop circuit, but you are going to study in this particular year, or it might be studied in semester number 5th. Phase locked loop that makes use of phase detector. You are well aware that if you are remembering the block diagram of PLL, it begins with the phase detector to which the input frequency is provided. Error amplifier. After comparing the two frequencies, it generates a DC error signal. It might be amplified by the suitable DC amplifier circuitry. Then it is a lower frequencies are filtered, and then finally this error signal is given to the VCO. You have studied the VCO as a voltage controlled oscillator, which might be generated by using IC555. By changing its input voltage, the frequency of VCO is going to be changed. This error voltage is going to depend upon the two frequencies provided to the phase detector. One is here, in this case, the frequency coming from prescaler and also frequency coming from frequency divider network. These two frequencies are compared, and then error signal is generated. This error signal is going to act as a DC voltage for the voltage controlled oscillator. As out of these two frequencies, input frequency is almost all fixed, whereas feedback frequency may going to change. According to this particular change, phase of both are detected, and accordingly the error signal is generated. This generated error signal is going to operate the VCO and generates the frequency. This frequency is given to the transmitter. Same function is being performed on this side also. Same blocks are there. You may call this as a PLL1 or you may call this as a PLL2. But the fact is that the frequency divider network is used to set the frequency divider ratio. Depends upon setting the frequency divider ratio, both comparison of both the frequencies are taking place. That is true for PLL1 as well as it is true for the PLL2. Accordingly, two frequencies are generated. The output of VCO2 and VCO1 is given to the mixer. In this case, both the frequencies are mixed, and the carrier frequency required for transmitting the voice signal for the purpose of modulation to take place in the transmitter is provided. Analogously, the output of VCO2, whatever the frequency it is generated, this frequency is the required local oscillator frequency for first mixer that receives the input signal from the receiving antenna. They undergo super heterodyne principle and generate the first I of something 82.2 megahertz. So that is the role of frequency synthesizer. Frequency synthesizer consists of a crystal oscillator to generate reference oscillatory frequency signal to prescalers. I already told you, prescalers are frequency scaling circuitries like multivibrators. Phase detectors to compare the phase of input frequency signal and the frequency from the frequency synthesizer given to voltage controlled oscillator after low pass filter. By combining both, it is given to transmitter as a carrier wave, and frequency from one of the VCO is given to the mixer of the receiver so that it is going to act as the local oscillator. Thus, frequency synthesizer develops signal to be used for transmission as well as the receiver. It uses PLL formed by the phase detector, as we already studied, low pass filter and voltage controlled oscillator along with the mixer. A crystal oscillator provides the frequency for PLL. One PLL incorporates VCO2 whose output frequency is a local oscillator for the first mixer in the receiver. This frequency is mixed with output of second PLL, that is a VCO1, to drive the transmitter output frequency. In other PLL, the output of VCO is determined by the frequency divider ratio in the path between VCO and phase detector. The divider ratio is supplied by the MTSO via cell site. Look at here. In the cell, there is a MTSO and cell site. As I already told you that each cell site is connected to other cell site in the cell via MTSO. MTSO provides the frequency divider ratio, how much frequency is required for that particular cell to generate the required carrier frequency and also the local oscillator frequency for the respective receiving and transmitting tower circuitries. So such a unit that provides necessary frequencies by allowing frequency divider ratio to be recognized by provided by the MTSO via cell site generates the frequency to transmitter as well as for the receiver to process the received voice signal and also to transmit the voice signal. So that is the prime role which is being performed by means of an frequency synthesizer. Dear students, we are going to take another aspect, one more block of the cellular phone, and that is known as the logic unit. Logic unit is a master control unit because it is used to control almost all the logical steps which are involved to undergo entire operation of the cellular phone till turning on of the cellular phone, conversion of voice signal into audio electrical signal, processing it, modulating it, giving that signal to the transmitting antenna via duplexer, and also receiving the signal from the antenna, providing it to the receiver, providing the frequencies to the local oscillator of the receiver, processing it, and again it is given for the conversion of audio electrical signal into acoustic sound signal. Till undergoing all these processes, the master unit that performs almost all the logical steps is known as the logic unit. Such a logic unit consists of a CPU, that central processing unit, which is almost all software programmed unit. That is used to transmit the address locations to the I/O device and also receives the address locations from I/O device via address bus. CPU is also used to transmit the data from itself to the IO device. Means IO device, that is input output device. So as far as cellular mobile is being considered, what are input output devices? Cell phone keyboard, maybe it is a touchtone keyboard or manual keyboard, mechanical keyboard, display unit, mic, speaker. All those devices are going to act as the input and output devices. From these respective devices to perform the communication, to transfer the data and also address locations, the data bus and address bus is being used. You are well aware that address bus is bidirectional, where data bus is unidirectional. These address bus and data bus are connected to different maybe memory units, which are helped to store the almost all data and some secret codes associated with the mobile. Those units we can call it as the ROM, that is read-only memory. You are well aware that this is the programmable memory. Most probably it is a PROM, programmable read-only memory. It is already programmed. One can read the data from this. One can't write it. You may read the numbers. You may read anything from that. It is provided for the user to read only. And from this also, the data and addresses are going to be recognized by the respective buses. The address bus and data bus is also connected to the RAM, that is random access memory. You can access this memory randomly. You can read it also, you can write it. So almost all these operations you are performing, students, by using keyboard into the memory of the cell phone. You are using additional memory as a memory card. Your device has got inbuilt RAM, inbuilt ROM. Nowadays, very wide ranges of the RAM and ROM are availed with the mobile phones, because they are going to handle the more unwanted data rather than the voice call transmission purpose. As a being nowadays, the mobile is other functions performing device. It is not only used for the voice communication, but it can also be used for the variety of the purposes. That variety of the data is going to be gets stored and can be accessed by the user. For that particular purpose, RAM and ROM are provided. Even one can extension of this memory can be done by adding additional memory card into it. It has another type of the memory which is programmable, once programmable. That is called as NAM. It is number access module. It is PROM. Basically, it is a PROM. It is called as a NAM, that is number access module. This number access module contains MIN, that is MIN, that is mobile identification number. Students, please remember that in number access module, it contains mobile identification number. This NAM is burned when you purchase the cell phone or mobile. Once the mobile is purchased by you, then that particular number assigned with that particular mobile will be burned and that mobile identification number is assigned to you. This number plays the very vital role. Every mobile has that particular aspect. After purchasing only, that number is assigned. Till and until mobile is not purchased, that number is not assigned to that particular cell phone. This number will be mostly helpful whenever you are going to, whenever your mobile is lost or stolen. Then when you are going to complaining about your lost mobile to the police station, they are asking this particular number. Or you are closing your number by calling to your dealer, because same mobile cannot be used by the other person. So that's why NAM along with the MIN plays the very vital role. Because of NAM, because of MIN only, there is the existence of cell phone or existence of mobile identification number is associated with the mobile purchaser. So this, it performs the role only once after purchasing. After that its role is over, because that number is assigned to that particular mobile. It is once programmable. Next one is, this logic unit is connected to the control unit. IO device transfer the signal from input as well as output device. Output device is speaker, display. Input device is mic, keyboard. Between that, the logical aspect is established by the IO interfacing device, which is again a part of the logic unit. The control unit provides the signal from IO unit for the purpose of controlling the signal of transmitter and receiver. As a controlling signal, it also receives the voice signal from transmitter for the transmitter, and it receives the signal from the receiver. Two types of the signals are there. One is the control signal for working of transmitter and receiver. Another one is the voice signal we expect to be communicated. Either it is to be transmitted from transmitter or it is going to be received from the receiver. So that signal is represented here. And control signals are represented here. Maybe these are the timing signals. Dear students, as you are well aware with microcontroller unit or microprocessor unit, which you have studied in last year, basic part 2, and also you have studied the microcontroller unit in the semester number 5. There is also control circuitry that generates the timing control circuitries. So those signals are represented here as a timing control signal. But these signals are called as actually voice signal to be transmitted or to be received respectively to the transmitter and from the receiver. Such a unit that plays the very vital role to perform almost all the logical operations for transmitter, for receiver, for frequency synthesizer, and also even for the consumer, mobile user, that makes the entire mobile phone user friendly. That unit we can call it as, it is the logic unit. Thus we can say logic unit contains the master control circuit made up of the microprocessor with RAM and ROM, and interpreting circuit for MTSO and cell site generating the signal to the transmitter and receiver. Here also circuit interpretation aspect is necessary for MTSO, which is in the cell site. Whatever that IO interfacing block is there, it sends a signal, timing signals. Those are again related with the MTSO and cell site. Those are going to be called as a control signals. So that is represented here. It has a programmable ROM, that is PROM, known as number assigned module or number access module, that contains the mobile identification number, that is MIN, which is assigned to the mobile unit. The name is bird when unit is purchased and MIN is assigned. It provides the control signal to transmitter and receiver and also indicates receiver and transmitter power level. Such an important unit that is used to control almost all the logical aspects to undergo entire mobile communication, that is known as the logic unit. Student friends, hence today we have covered two blocks of cellular phone. One is logic unit and second one is frequency synthesizer. Rest part we are going to study in the next time.